Hello and welcome to another video on this account where I cover all things EFL. Today we are previewing Gameweek 32 in Fantasy EFL. We'll be going through my Gameweek 31 side, teams to target, decent differentials. I did really well with the differentials last week in my last video, which you'll see very soon. Interception icons, and then finally my Gameweek 32 team selection. We did okay in Gameweek 31. A red arrow down to 157th in the world, but only dropping 2 places, so I'm not all that bothered. I avoided the Burnley double defence, which paid off in the end. I only had Trafford from Burnley and he kept the 1 clean sheet. Connor Hall was a poor captaincy choice, only 11 points for him with 2 clean sheet wipes. Firpo had a great second game, a clean sheet and an assist, and Clara also had a disappointing clean sheet wipe, which was very late, I believe. Finazaz was pretty good pick despite his high ownership. 5 key passes across the 2 games, an interception and an assist. Sargent was a bit of a mix really. He started the first game, for some reason didn't start the second game. He got a goal though, which is, you always take that. Then Birmingham Coventry, they did okay. Coventry didn't win their second game, but they won their first. Coventry can't win them all like they've been doing recently. Now I picked 3 differentials in my last video and they all had great weeks. Mayenda getting a goal, Sheehan getting a goal, and in the second game he really should have got an assist. I was at the game against Bristol Rovers for Bolton. McAtee missed a sitter, which from a pass from Sheehan. Connor Roberts, he got a clean sheet, which you expect Burnley to do, get the clean sheets, but he was very low ownership. So yeah, as I said, down to 157th in the world. I'm still top of my club league, but only 14 points in it now, so it's getting very tight at the top. As it is only a single game week for most sides in the EFL, I've only got 3 teams to target this week rather than the 6 we had last week. All 3 are League 1 sides, and we start off with Wycombe Wanderers. They have Wrexham at home and Rotherham away, which are 2 pretty tough games. They have the most goals in League 1. A top goal scorer is Kone with 17 goals. We've also got Rotherham, who have Exeter at home and Wycombe at home. They have a very decent home record. They are 9th in the home League 1 table, but they are very inconsistent. Now, despite them being really good at home and having a decent squad, their inconsistency is their downfall. Those 2 are our only double game week sides in the EFL this week. But we also have Peterborough, who may be a surprising option because they are really down there in the season. But they have Cambridge away, and they have an amazing record against Cambridge. 7 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss in their last 9 fixtures against each other. They've turned in a corner recently, and they've got Kwame Poku back as well, who could be the answer to all their problems. Now we have an Accrington Stanley midfielder here, O'Brien Whitmarsh. He's at 0.0% selected. Had a 19-pointer against Newport County, which is obviously amazing. 9-pointer against MK Dons, and he's only recently come into the Accrington Stanley side. 6 appearances, 3 goals, 4 interceptions, 5 key passes. Now we have Grimmer of Wycombe Wanderers. Again, 0.0% selected. Gives a bit of attacking threat in the Wycombe defence. Obviously there are better options in the Wycombe defence than Grimmer, but like with Roberts last week, if you want to go somewhere different, Grimmer is probably the play you want to go for. Now if you don't want to go for a Dauphin in the Rotherham defence, Cameron Humphreys is your man. 29 appearances, so he's pretty much guaranteed to play in the double. He's at 0.1% selected, and he's alright. 79 clearances across the season. Rotherham keep a decent amount of clean sheets. He's been making a lot of tackles recently. That's 3 tackles against Wrexham, 3 against Leyton Orient in the past 2 game weeks. Every 2 tackles is a point. Our first interception icon is Powell of Rotherham. He has featured in one of these videos before, but I think it's a double game week for only 2 sides, so you want to be targeting players from both of those teams. Powell is pretty much a guaranteed starter for Rotherham as far as I am aware. He has made 36 interceptions this season, which is a great amount for the midfielder. He always has a great haul in him. A 10-pointer against Bristol Rovers in Game Week 30 with an assist, 2 interceptions and 3 key passes. He does get a lot of key passes as well, like a mental amount, 76 key passes this season. I think every 2 key passes a player gets that certain extra point, so there's also that about him. I also believe he is Rotherham's top assister this season. He has 7 assists for Rotherham, 1 goal to add to that, 8 goal contributions for a mid-table Rotherham side. Now we've got Scowen of Wycombe Wanderers. He's kept 31 interceptions this season with 26 key passes. I don't think there's any rotation risk for Scowen in the Wycombe side, so I think for your Wycombe options, he is the best interception icon. Now Sam Hutchinson is someone that people have recently discovered on Fantasy EFL Twitter, if you will. He's recently come into the Wimbledon side at, I think he's 37. He's an old person, really old for a footballer at that high level. He's a midfielder on the game, but he plays in defence for Wimbledon. He's made 14 interceptions in 12 appearances. He's 0.0% selected, so he could be someone if you want to go different. They play Carlisle, I believe, in Gameweek 32. Now here is my Gameweek 32 team selection. As you can see, we've got Trafford in goal again. I just think it's the safest choice out of anyone. It's obviously going to be a very Rotherham and Wycombe dominated team, as they are the only teams at the double. It was a 50-50 between Caleb Taylor and Lowe for Wycombe. I've just seen that Taylor has been averaging more points recently than Lowe, so that's what made my decision there. Hakeem Adoffin of Rotherham is my Rotherham defensive pick. I just think he's the safest option out of all the Rotherham defenders. Now our differential, as I said earlier, is O'Brien, Whitmarsh, and of course we've got Richard Coney, the GOAT, at top. I believe 18 goals this season, 17 goals, 1 assist. He's Wycombe's main man, and I just think in a double with only Wycombe and Rotherham at the double, you've got to be having Coney up front. And of course Wycombe and Rotherham are my team picks. In that second game between Rotherham and Wycombe, it guaranteed some points there, which a guarantee is always nice. Obviously my team will more than likely differ as we get closer to the deadline. If you would like to see my potentially updated side in Gameweek 32, go follow my Twitter at BRFCJacob. If you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe, it means a lot, and I hope you do well in Gameweek 32.